Hi, my name is Grandma Party.
And I'm CirclMaster.
I'm so excited to be here with everyone's favorite grumpy dad because I get to
I-
torture
I'm
him with
not.
this.
I'm not grumpy, and I'm not that old.
I thought you were in your 60s.
I'm 36.
Oh, that's not old at all.
I'm not even as old as the guy in Monty Python Holy Grail who says he's not old.
I've got a friend on the forums who's 50 and he's Dr. Strangelove, and he's a grumpy old dad, and I just imagine he looks just like you. And that doesn't do you much help, does it?
No.
Just real hairy, real berry, and oh, yeah, anyway. He's about 50 and gray, and once he shaved off his entire beard and gave it to me in a box, and it was the most disgusting gift I ever got. Regardless, what do you know about this game?
It's blue.
It's really blue.
It's got a really stupid name, and it was reminded that it exploits an actual real life death of a young girl as plot point.
Correct.
And then tries to say that it's not evil when it does that.
And so far, we are at the only puzzle the game's really thrown at us, which is just more bad level design than anything. Yeah.
Oh,
I promise I'm not bad at this.
I'm not even sure what this is. Okay, you were trying to make a bridge somehow. I couldn't figure out what in the world you were trying to do.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get down there. Because so far we've been in this dungeon for about a half hour.
Okay, that's...
And you can jump on the panda.
He literally just stole assets from Pokemon games.
Wait, which assets did he steal?
That's the fucking monster on the ground is Gengar, isn't it?
I didn't even put that together. We know there's a ton of purchase unity assets.
It's like patrolling on the black floor.
You've made me so happy.
Gengar?
I guess it does look like Gengar now that you put two and two together.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. Looks like some kind of Pokemon. Maybe I'm misremembering the name of it. Why is he swinging his hair? Stop that!
Because it looks cool.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, and also no, stop it, and also just no.
It's at this time I wish I were actively playing so I could keep doing this and just torturing you.
That's a ghost type Pokemon, and I might have the name wrong, but it's definitely a Pokemon from Gen 1.
I think it's Gengar. But I'm so happy now. And I've got no clue what to do here because there's no indication whatsoever that was there. But the good news is there's only really this one room and then 22 minutes of cutscene.
Joy.
You've played a lot of RPGs, right?
I have played many hours of RPGs. No, I actually really love JRPGs. I grew up playing Final Fantasy games. And
okay. What is the longest cutscene you sat through in a Final Fantasy game?
Ow!
Longest cutscene that I actually sat through?
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the ones from Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Just because it has long cutscenes, and I really gave that game an honest chance when it came out. I was not a fan of modern Final Fantasy titles, like when they did the transition to 3D, and then when 10 came out for PS2, I was like, I'm going to give this a good, honest try, and no.
See, I'm actually streaming Final Fantasy X to maybe 3 people, but the problem is, it's the only leveling system worse than this game I've ever seen. This game, you go through individual doors you assign stats to, so you'll end up going through 400 doors over the course of the game. Which is as terrible as it sounds.
You assign stats to doors? No, stop that!
Yeah, got to. Got to. 1, it looks cool.
No, it doesn't look cool.
Listen, we're playing a guitar, we're swinging our hair around, we're skipping battle scenes that and also getting a sign.
You edited out the battle screens. Okay.
It's unwatchable otherwise.
Well, you left the one in, so if they were all that short, I can imagine that you might have left them in if there weren't that many of them.
I do it occasionally just to show what they're like, but for the most part, oh no, they came back.
Why did they come back?
I don't know.
Why would it do that?
That's just for you right there. I don't know. Why is there a ladder animation? But at least we're done with this shitty room. Anyway, so far we're looking for this record that no one seems to exist, and we've gone through several different record stores. Because you're not going to play a hipster game without going to a record store.
Well, go on eBay.
There is no eBay. This is 1999.
There was eBay in 1999.
There was no eBay in 1999.
I bet there was.
I mean, just because you're old enough to remember it doesn't mean there was. No, kidding.
No, I'm fucking Googling it now. Also, I just swore. I'm sorry. I don't know what your rating is on this LP.
There are 2 Yiik LPs right now. One of them censored the word fuck, and one of them had the actual Latin word for cum catcher as the title.
Oh, jeez.
Which do you think this one is?
eBay was founded in 1995.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's egg on my face. Oh, look, does she have 6 toes?
I just think she has badly drawn feet.
And spider eyes, apparently.
Is this the real life dead person who is being exploited for this terrible game?
Nope. Oh, look, they forgot to do voice acting for this part.
Or they edited this scene and then didn't convince anybody to come back and re-record the dialogue.
Yeah, pretty much. Because pretty much everything with a character portrait so far has been voice acted.
Wait, who is he narrating this to?
He's narrating.
He's just talking to 2 people, and now he's talking as if this is a past tense narration.
Welcome to Y2K. It's terrible. This is not Sammy Park, though, who is the characterization of Elisa Lam. It's just another dead girl. I don't know which one they ripped off for this. But anyway, what the hell?
Why is she floating over a boombox?
It's a hipster ghost. Oh, she's got a microphone.
Boomboxes don't have what? It's not how boomboxes work.
Oh no. Oh no, she's doing 90s song lyrics. Yeah, mood. The nicer part of this is there is a different scene earlier in the game where he doesn't know how to talk to girls, but he knows how to talk to a ghost.
Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna try to fucking justify this game to itself.
Yeah, this is just hurtful, and it's not the worst thing in this episode. Excuse me, I've just got to pinch the bridge of my nose for a second and just close
Was
my
that
eyes.
supposed to be Oasis Wonderwall? That's not 90.
When was Oasis Wonderwall?
I'm pretty sure that was after that, but now I have to Google that too.
I was going to say, go get it, Google Lord. You know what? I'm gonna bring back Moaning Myrtle and say this is still Moaning Myrtle for this game.
Oh no, recorded May 95. Never mind.
Wow. I mean, I still stand by this as Austin 2008 instead of New Jersey 1999. And she's definitely got some shit going on. Wow.
I just want Andy Samberg from Lonely Island to bust in with, you know, his boombox song. And just, like, I I don't remember the lyrics to it right now. I can't recite it, but
I would love if you would sing me an
he just busts in with fingerless gloves and like the light up sunglasses with the LEDs on them, and
just stomps the boombox to death.
No, he like picks it up, hits the turbo bass, and everybody starts having sex.
You can't have sex with a ghost. I saw that movie.
No, but that's how the song ends. He goes to the old folks' home, he hits the turbo bass, and everybody starts fucking like rabbits. And it's like, this is a cautionary tale. Use a boombox responsibly.
You don't want to use that here because everyone will try to have sex with a ghost, and that's how you end up touching tips.
Yeah, I don't think he's ready to have a ghost baby. He'd have to have an abortion.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I just got the title for episode 12 or 14, whatever the fuck it is. Shit.
I'm not even reading any of this dialogue. I have no idea what that whole thing was
This
about.
is why we basically do a podcast on top of it. No one, they just want to see how bad it gets.
I have no idea what. All I saw was Wonderwall, and then nothing. I don't know what anything that happened in that was.
There's maybe 3 or 4 people that actually read all the dialogue, and the rest just come in to see how shitty this is and giggle at whatever we talk about. But if you think that was bad, this is the part that actually had me screaming because in episode 9,
why are there 5 people now?
Hey man, it's great to see you. How you been? Hey guys. Wow, did you get even more muscular, Claudio? And Chandra, did you get even more beautiful? Always changing for the better, you two. I brought my friends Alex, Michael, and Rory with me. They wanted to check out your record collection and see if you could help them locate an album.
Friends of Claudio and Chandra are always friends of mine. Please, have a seat. I'll make...
So my new friends here wanted to talk about some elusive record they can't seem to track down.
We've been looking for it for a while. We've been to literally like 10 record shops. Claudio says you've got quite the collection.
I do indeed. So what sort of music interests young people these days? Hair metal, power metal, speed metal, metallic metal, pop-punk thrash metal?
I mean, I'm not really into metal. I mean, it's cool.
That's more of Bella's thing, I think. The eyeliner and choker.
Who is this enchanting young woman? Is she here as well?
No, she isn't here. She threw a hissy fit when she found out we were looking for this record.
Hissy fit? Do people even say that?
I don't believe they do. So what sort of music are you into, Alex?
Oh, usually down-tempo stuff with trumpets, acoustic guitars, bells, toy pianos, and female vocalists singing sexually ambiguous lyrics.
I don't think I have anything like that. Perhaps you noticed my collection of guitars?
Yeah, I think I saw it on the way in. Do you play?
I do.
Mark here made his fortune playing music. Well, before he became a world traveler. Mark sponsored the Bring Him Home concert for my cousin who fought in the Gulf War.
That was long before you could even walk. Hell, I was a kid then.
The power of metal unites all. You see, heavy metal is the oral manifestation of all things good and powerful in the world. It contains the perfect positive energies to dispel hate, racism, sexism, poverty. With the power of the metal gods channeling through my guitar strings, I was able to bring peace and prosperity to the Middle East.
Well, he got our cousin home.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I got ahead of myself. I brought peace to one family whose son had been taken captive. It's a harrowing tale filled with adventure and intrigue.
Yeah, I don't know if we really have time for that. And besides, like I said, I'm not really all that into metal. With all the bad fashions and teased hair, it's also 80s. This is the 90s. We're moving forward. Our music is about things.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend that you don't mean to imply that heavy metal can't be about things. Clearly, you've never heard the soaring scream of the guitar paired in perfect counterpoint to an orchestra, accompanied by the sound of a trillion angels. You, my dear boy, must listen to my greatest hit, Murder Run and Melancholia Reigns Unbroken.
It's a lot less depressing than it sounds. All of Mark's music is like that. He has albums and albums filled with skeletons and decaying corpses. But somehow he manages to make music that speaks to the soul. Like Scene of Decay, The Stone, Part 9. The first few songs of that album are really beautiful, Alex. Disfigured by Eligas on High Altar of Honor. That is my personal favorite. I used to hula hoop to it all the time.
One of Mark's tracks were featured in some pretty great animes. Dragon of Thy Delusion and Powered by Delirium were featured in my second favorite anime, Panic Control.
Yeah, okay, enough about this topic. Can you tell me about this tea we're drinking?
This here is something I only bring out when friends are over. It's called Dahong Pao. It's a world-famous tea, exceptionally rare and difficult to come by. The bushes that produce this tea are reportedly over 1,000 years old. Make sure you don't spill a drop. This is very special tea.
Where did you get this? It's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing, right? I can't explain to you in detail how all these circumstances are related. It would be a very long and very complicated story. And I mean no disrespect to you when I say this. It would be virtually impossible for you, at this stage, young man, to understand. Now, you are, of course, in no way responsible for this, but I'll do my best to explain the circumstances by which I came to possess this rare leaf. In my youth, I was something of a traveler. I lived for journeying and discovery. I had a partner, a very good man, who became ill in his mid-30s. At the time, I considered myself to be very worldly. I lived for the dirt under my feet, but I also did not believe in the supernatural in any form. Alas, my partner came down with a severe stomach cancer that began to claim his life. He was a spiritual man, one might say, and he believed in miracles. His faith and his failing body led to the ending of our friendship. He left for India, and I stayed back in Arizona, where I'd built a life for myself in between trips. He was gone for many weeks when I received a letter from him. The letter was scribbled in the handwriting of a dying man. It featured coordinates that, upon further inspection in an atlas, proved to be in the mountains of India. So, I began my journey. After many days of travel, I arrived at the summit of Mount Kangchenjunga. I paid a local village boy to guide me to the location. At the top, I found my friend. My friend who only a few weeks ago had been on the brink of death, had been cured through the power of water. The water boiled in the particular style of pots created by the Dharabeta yogis is said to have amazing healing powers. Now, when my friend had regained his strength tenfold, I was in shock. I longed to take a sample of this drink back to an American laboratory where it would be tested and ultimately turned into a cure. But I was told that the last bush bearing the tea had burned up in a forest fire. Naturally, I demanded proof. There was no evidence that any such fire ever occurred. Angered, furious, on the point of striking the yogis, my friend had to take me away. Together, we explored the mountainside for the remainder of the week. Now, despite my anger that they would not let me test the tea, everything had been incredibly happy. In India, I've always felt an incredible glow of joy. On our last day, before we were to return, the earth gave out beneath my feet, and I was stuck. Soon a storm came. The storm was so bad, I feared it would wipe away the mountain, and I'd be stuck in a landslide. This is where things became interesting. my friend was able to break away at the rocks binding my feet with his bare hands. He had expelled the disease from his body and achieved a new strength. I believe I would have died on that mountain had it not been for him. I hold true to the fact that he survived his cancer so he could save me. When we returned, the Yogi Hermit had left his camp. But he left behind the pot he created to cure my friend's cancer and a container of this tea.
Wow. That's a fascinating story, man. Really, this is an amazing cup of tea.
Yeah. You know, it's valued at $3,000 an ounce. So, what did you kids come for? How can I help you?
Oh, my friend Alex here is looking for a record. It's called Mystical Ultima LP Legend.
That name. It sounds so familiar. How did you find out about this mystical LP?
I found the jacket. Here, I have it with me.
Ah, yes. The Mystical Ultima LP Legend by Vela Wild.
Did you say Vela Wild?
Yeah. But didn't you know this already? It's on the cover. Did you even read it?
Suddenly, everything made sense. Well, at least a little bit of sense. Bella, the guitar, her ability to fight with sound. Clearly, she was the musician, the creator of this record. How stupid I had been. I told her about the record, and she must have assumed I read the title closely. Vela Wild. Probably a stage name.
Did I say something wrong? You, kind of stopped talking for a while and looked all deep in thought.
I just realized something.
Yeah, the mind is like that. You keep many things hidden away, and they come out when they're the most needed. Did you ever consider that this record might be locked away inside your mind? And if not yours, maybe inside the mind of this Wild character?
Damn. So you don't have it?
No, how could I? It hasn't come out yet.
What?
Check the date on the back of it. See the sticker? Do not sell until January 1st, 2000. Since I'm not a time traveler, well, at least in this life, I couldn't possibly have this record. You kids should pay closer attention to your record jackets. They have lots of useful information on them.
Thanks a lot, Mark. I know where to find this record now.
What? You do? How?
I'll explain some stuff when we get outside. Claudio, Chandra, there's some things I want to let you in on, especially since you've been so kind to me since we've met. Okay, a lot of this is going to sound out there, and I know that. So listen to the sincerity in my voice, and not so much the absurdity of the words I'm going to say.
Hey, that sounded pretty deep. Oh, sorry, man. Go on.
I'm not entirely sure of what's going on myself, so some of the parts might seem a little hazy. Okay, here it goes. When I arrived home from college earlier this year, I met Sammy Park. I had followed a cat into an old factory and I found her there. She was alive and well, a bit odd, but pretty great, to be honest. I tried to help her get out of the building, and some beings known as soul survivors appeared and took her away. I later met a woman named Vela, who told us that the soul survivors are beings from another reality, one like our own. She said that these beings have surrendered the right to their physical form in favor of a spiritual one. With this power, they could move within the soul space, which is the space in between realities. Then we met Rory, and Rory had recently lost his sister and encountered a soul survivor himself. Then I found out that one of these beings was living with me. I chased it out of my house and then into a radio tower. At that radio tower, it asked me to play this record, to broadcast it. So that's why I've been looking for it. Okay, that's fair. I didn't expect you to believe me.
Rory, you lost your sister. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Losing a sibling is a terrible burden on any person. Let us know if you need anything.
Yeah, what's going on here?
We've lost someone before. We know what it's like. Maybe that's what drew me to the Sammy Park case.
I see. What about the soul survivors and all that?
Let's say we've had experience with the supernatural before.
I had a kid brother, you know. He went missing in 1985. Got on his bike one day to go to our neighbors. 7 houses up the street. And he just vanished. Never came back. We looked for him for months. Dad never stopped. Still hands out flyers at the grocery store every Sunday. He even got an artist to draw him aged.
Were there ever any leads or anything?
No one really ever investigated it. Sure, they looked around for him. And for a week they had a task force. They had one guy they suspected. But every lead fell through.
You act like they even tried. A 4-year-old black kid goes missing in a shit neighborhood, and you think they really tried?
Yeah, it's complicated, Alex.
I don't remember this being on the news or anything, and you're from Windtown, right? That's like an hour outside of Frankton. How the hell did this get national coverage?
Isn't it obvious, man? Same reason no one gives a shit about Sammy Park.
I'm sure if Aaron had been a beautiful white woman, everyone would have cared that he vanished. Everyone would have had a candlelight vigil and a moment of silence. But that's just not how these things work. And you know what's funny? My dad is a lawyer, and my mom was an assistant to the governor. It's not like we were shit no one people, you know? It just wasn't news or whatever they told us.
Alex, don't you think Sammy's parents tried to get some attention for their daughter's disappearance? It's not that easy. Those people you see on TV are people who can make a great story for the press. That's just the way it works.
I don't think I ever gave it any thought.
Yeah, man. That's just how they get away with it. People like you don't think about it. And people like us, that's all we ever get to think about. Where our kid brothers went.
Don't you think it's weird that a young woman goes missing in your town and only people talking about it are some weirdo kids on the internet? And they aren't really talking about it for awareness. You guys get off on it in a way, don't you? Some fantasy about being the white knight swooping in and saving the exotic Korean girl.
Easy now. Okay. Let's go find this record. Where do we do that again?
You guys are coming along? Awesome! Back to Frankton. We need to speak with Della, the girl who made this album.
I hate to admit it, but sometimes I just wish we could let him go. My younger brother, you know? Not a day goes by where I don't think about him. And you know what's really funny? I don't even remember what he looks like. We have a few old photos, but most of them he just looks like every other kid to me. Round-faced, happy, playing video games, or falling off a bike.
You don't remember anything about him?
No, I don't think so. I think I only remember what people tell me about him. And you know what's funny? He was my twin brother. I was a minute older than him. Claudio still gets frustrated with me sometimes. You're his twin, can't you feel him out there? Or don't you have special twin powers that let you know if he's in pain? I don't believe in that stuff. Well, not usually. Sometimes I do. It's in those moments that I really do think he isn't out there anymore. If there was a connection, I'd feel something. And since there is nothing there, he must be gone. Sometimes people just vanish. They are there one moment and gone the next. Bad people take them, they fall into sewers. But life has to move on. It's harder for my parents, I think, since they made him and whatever. But Claudio, I don't think he'll ever move on. It's all he thinks about. And finding this Sammy Pat girl, this obsession you brought onto him, this shit isn't fair. He had one dead kid to worry about never finding, and now you gave him...
I should say, since I'm not playing this.
Same, man, same.
But even then, it's like...
Well, my other idea was to do an Animal Crossing LP and then make stick figures and act out stupid little plays of drama between them, and I'm pretty sure I can come up with a better story than this.
I mean, if you're gonna... Wow, thanks to that Steam notification being left into the LP.
Why not? Go make a new friend. CirclMaster, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure. Good night.